What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, checking out a brand new piece of legacy support that just got revealed in Dark Neostorm. This is part of the Garzett archetype. You guys know the monsters where you tribute for them using a monster that you control or monsters, and then they gain the original attack. For some reason, Konami is still making these cards. In fact, the last one was in Secrets of Eternity, which I didn't even realize it had just been released a few years ago. But yeah, I don't know why they're still on about these monsters. Anyways, this is Maju Kaiser Garzett. It's a level 9. The last one was level 8, so it's getting a little more strong, I guess. Dark Fiend monster, 0 attack, 0 defense. Cannot be normal summon / set. Must be special summoned from your hand by tributing 3 monsters. This card gains the attack of the combined monsters, or the combined original attack of the tributed monsters. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during the battle phase. So basically, Konami has adjusted it from the legendary Garzett, which required you to tribute all your monsters, but it didn't really get any protection. This one at least has a little bit of protection from battle traps and stuff like that. Look, the problem with these Garzett cards is kind of simple in my opinion, especially during the Vrains era, where now our extra deck monsters don't care about levels. You don't really care about, tuners or any of that crap, and going into Link monsters just requires you to basically have monsters on the field. The problem with these monsters is there's rarely ever a situation where you'd want to give up, 3 or more monsters to get a new monster that basically has the same attack value and outputs the same exact damage as the monsters that you tributed and doesn't actually have a legitimate effect. I mean, it'd be one thing if this, Garzett monster like blew up 3 cards the turn, as soon as you summoned it or something like that. Like, okay, maybe now we can talk. You're kind of like a little bit of a Trishula or something like that. You got some removal, but all of this guy has gained in the last 3 years is just, battle phase protection, I guess. I mean, yes, it's kind of nice to be able to get rid of battle phase tricks. Everything from the attack amplifiers of like honest Kalut cards that activate in the hand, or monsters that activate when an attack is declared or when they are attacked or something like that. But really, it just doesn't justify the existence of this card. Most people right now, if they're going to give up 3 monsters on the field and they're looking for some damage, they're probably going to go for a Link monster that has the word Boral in its name, whether that be Sword or Low Dragon. That's what I would definitely go for. So I'm just not really sure what exactly the niche is that this card is trying to fulfill, because these monsters, these Garzetts, they're not even win conditions. I mean, the only good one has ever been Grand Maju, and the reason Grand Maju is actually a win condition is because you can get that guy's attack through the fucking roof and you can do it super quick. Ever since the, additions of like Pot of Desires and Eater of Millions during the Arc V era into the game, banishing cards is not something that takes a long time to do, because you activate Desires, you maybe play a Necro face off of an Allure, or you activate Eater of Millions, or you summon it, and you can easily banish like 25 cards in a turn. So obviously Grand Maju's attack can go through the roof really quickly. This is a card that it's never really going to happen unless you were to tribute, a Boral Sword, a Boral Load, and a Boral Guard Dragon. But why the fuck would you ever give up all of that to summon a new monster that barely has any protection and can still lose to commonly played cards like, I don't know, Infinite Impermanence or Effect Fail? I mean, your opponent does that. This guy basically just goes back to 0 and becomes useless. I really think Konami also needs to get rid of that crap with the whole gains original attack, because it means that you can't use monsters with question marks or 0 attack, monsters that maybe get stronger but don't start out as very strong. So I don't know, I feel like the people on Reddit were saying where they need to just retire the Garzett type, because these monsters for 3 years, they're not really getting progressively better where they're actually going to ever be a factor in any capacity, not even in a fun deck. I mean, why not just play something like Destiny Hero Plasma, or play a fucking God card for the memes or something like that? I think that this card is actually pretty bad for the 3-year gap that it kind of took to create this card. Konami really could have done a lot better. Hey, maybe in 3 years, in the next era of Yu-Gi-Oh, we'll finally get a playable Garzett. But as of right now, Grand Maju is the only one that's kind of in that theme that has ever really been worth the trouble. So whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and Happy New Year.